The World Orchid Conference starts in just under a week, and I will be leaving early so that I can participate in judging before the conference begins, and also to get over my jet lag, as I live in the United States, and the World Orchid Conference this year is in Tainan, Taiwan. So I'm going to do this video today of how I'm preparing my orchids to survive without me for 2 weeks. It's going to be a watering and what's blooming video. My family has basically refused to water my orchids while I'm gone, so I'm going to have to do some preparation for the orchids that I usually water every day. These in the sink right here are my blooming Phalaenopsis, and I don't water them every week. They're in moss, and they usually live on my downstairs windows. And one of the reasons I got a new sink, basically during COVID, with this detachable shower head or sprayer, is so that I could more easily water my orchids in the sink downstairs. So I have, these are 2 no IDs. Oh, actually, this one's not a no idea. This is the, I think, Sogo Vivian Leaf's Edge, the variegated. But of course, its flowers look just like this no ID right here. So these guys are in moss. I'm just watering them really well. And then I have this yellow that I got at Hauserman's at Christmas. It's still blooming, and I'm also going to water it. And then I have, let's see right here, so this pink right here, and this is MS Little Fan, and it has a spike coming out right here. So of course I don't want them to die, and I'm double watering them. So I'm watering them once, whoops, and I'm gonna let them dry, or not dry, but drip dry, and then I'm gonna water them again so that the moss is really, really soaked. And I'm gonna hope that they survive for 2 weeks without me. So I also have, sitting here, a little dark. So this is a Lepanthes tentaculata cross Caledicton, and I usually just water it every morning when I wash the dishes when feeding the cats, and so it dries out really fast. And my plan for this is to stick it in one of this deli container, put the lid on it. The light won't be great, but hopefully it will stay humid for 2 weeks while I'm gone. I heard about someone on Facebook who basically put plastic baggies all over all his plants while he was gone, and so this is basically my modification of the plastic baggie idea. And then I have this, it's not labeled, it's a Bonkiana, it's a Leptotes Bonkiana, and it also just gets watered every morning. And I'm also going to do the same thing with this, stick it in a plastic tub. I brought home a few Phalaenopsis from work that had scale, and I treated them for scale, and they're still at home because I'm trying to make sure that all the scale is dead before I take them back to work, since I don't have insecticides at work. These guys right here, I've given them a systemic, and then each week right now I'm spraying them with peppermint scented Castile oil soap. Or Castile soap, sorry. The Castile soap breaks down into an oil, and it can suffocate the scale. These guys will also have to be watered, and I'm going to try to do the same sort of double watering thing with them before I go away so that they don't desiccate in the 2 weeks that I'm gone. So after I water, I just have the Castile soap made up in the spray bottle right here. I just put some of the Dr. Bonner's in warm water, and then I just spray everything nicely in my large sink where I'm not getting it everywhere. And this helps get any forming scale that I can't see. The Richard Mueller seedlings that I deflasked last fall are currently on my fireplace mantle, and what I found out is that they dry out really fast because my house is only like 30% humidity. But if I put a dome on them, then they stay moist pretty much the whole 2 weeks or 3 weeks. They stay moist a long time. So I am going to try to find 2 domes for these guys, and I'm going to water them today. The ones without a dome that I've been growing, which is I think the Mrs. Mahler across to Richard Mueller, they have ended up with some dry tips that have died, whereas the ones that I have in the dome, which was the, I can't remember, it's the green with the red lip, was it Gulf Shores Beauty, they have not developed any brown tips. And then I have the Macotes Patola and Sanderiana that I deflasked over the summer in this tray right here. It's later in the day now, and people have gotten up, so I'm going to start watering in my sunroom. And I have quite a bit of stuff still in bloom or coming into bloom. This is right here, Volcano Trick. I had 2 in bloom. This one is just finishing up, as you can tell by like this one sort of dead flower right there. And this right here is, I think, Claudia Cotarello. This is a Hoku gem behind it. And then this guy hanging out behind them is, what is it, Corona Green Genie? Yen Corona Green Genie. So I have a bunch of plants on this table that basically have gone to some shows. They've gotten all banged up, like this Tokyo Life right here from H&R, and you can see like the nicks in here. I've got this Renin, not a Renanthera, what is it? It's just from Steve. This is a Nectocylus Ranwardii right here. Let's see if we get around. See the weird flowers on that. 1 flower left on this Kukara Tropical Snowflake that I got from Windsong Orchids many, many years ago. And you can see there's, most of the flowers are gone. They're spent like this. And I do take time when I am watering to clean up my dead flowers. And I have a sort of compost bag that I collect them all in. And I'm going to try to do that today. When I'm done taking video and watering. Let's see, these are the Maikai. I have 2 Maikais. I have the regular Maikai, Mayumi, that most everybody sees. And then over here, behind this Cattleya, I have a Maikai Louise, which is a little dry and also fading. Louise grows a lot smaller than Mayumi, but my Mayumi is really small now because it had gotten really, really large, and I had cut it back to just basically 3 pseudobulbs, and it didn't like that very much. And then behind this, I have an Awanagara Haliahi, and one of its parents is also Maikai. So I have a lot of the same stuff that's just sort of starting to fade out right here. And this right here is a Cymbidium ensipholium. I got it really sort of because of the foliage. I think if you look, we look right here. You can see it's variegated. The flowers are a little closed. And it's opening just right now, so I'm gonna miss this blooming completely. It's basically gonna bloom while I'm in Taiwan for the World Orchid Conference. And then I have here, whoops, so right there. This has been blooming, it's gotta been maybe 2-3 months now. This is Hawaiian Stars Pink Lace. It has been blooming a really long time. It had 3 flowers, the very last one that's open. No, it's longer than that. It's been blooming since like November. So over 3 months. It's amazing. I had to stop because I almost fell over. This guy who has come in, was standing right behind me, and I almost killed myself trying to back up a little bit to show my orchids. See, they're on this table right here. And he basically laid down right behind my ankles and almost killed me. Here we have Potenara pumpkin. This is like daffodil crossed to, I think, lemon tree. I can't remember. Lemon tree Pridgeon's Muse. It's been blooming on and off. You can see it still has one bud right here, but it has been blooming on and off since just before Christmas. It has been sitting on the ground. You can see right here and over the leaves over here, and Pinto has had a lot of enjoyment chewing it. So I put it up here so I could enjoy the flowers more. He'll also chew the flowers on this. It's terrible. So my Macotes Petola have not been found by slugs yet. And so because of this, I have them everywhere now. The first time through, they basically all did commit mass suicide through slug death, but here I have more right here. And at some point, I'm going to have to find new homes for all of these. Had not expected all of them to make it, but you know, now I have to keep them watered and alive until I can figure out how to find new homes for them. So even though my family has refused to water for me while I'm gone, because apparently I just have too many plants, my family has agreed to fill this humidifier for me while I'm gone. If I can get it out, I can show everyone how I do it. So, filling the humidifier is pretty easy. It's a warm mist humidifier, and all you have to do is fill up a bucket. And my daughter gave me a bucket for Christmas. Indeed, I have simple desires. I wanted a bucket. She got me a bucket, and then we just pour it right into here, which I need 2 hands for because this is like a 2-gallon bucket and it's too much for one hand. I also have a whole bunch of Kingianum and Kingiana hybrids blooming. Up here are my Kingianum hybrids. There's really just a few flowers left. They've been blooming on and off since December, but and the hybrids actually bloomed first up here. Then in back over here I have my actual species Kingianums that are blooming. You can just sort of see them beyond Pinto's head. And then I have some Nobile types that are still blooming. This one's lost a lot of flowers because I sent it to the Madison show, and just the flowers take a lot of damage, the plants take a lot of damage, and so they tend to lose their flowers really easily as a result. This right here is a Dendrobium Issei, which is also a Nobile type, and if you look right beyond battling Pinto, his tail is right in the way, you can see that Pinto's been having nibbles on my plant. Then here's my 3rd bin of Dendrobiums over here. So the dead stuff right here is Holy Night. It's got 1 flower left on it. It went to the Madison show, and like I said, but then behind it you can see I have this Red Emperor, I believe it is, and it's doing fine because it's been here at my house, and it was opened at the same time as Holy Night, but its flowers are still doing well because it didn't go to a show. And I have some other ones blooming here, whose names I'm not going to be able to see because I'd have to reach deep into this bin and figure out what they are. But I'll just show some pictures of them. Can we see these? Look at that. They all smell really, really good. So this right here, facing out toward the sun, is Cattleya caprile cross to tampensis. And I don't know if I like it. It has this real tendency for the petals to basically not open up. So it's a very kind of trumpety looking flower. I don't know how well we can see it given the light. But can't decide yet if I want to keep it or not. I got that from Carter and Holmes. My orchids that I have on the floor, I've put this grid in front of to keep Pinto, who's right here, from eating them. And it sort of works, not great, because if you look at this pleurothallus right here, you can see there are chewed bits on it. Well, but it does allow for my orchids to make it to blooming. So you can see this is a pleurothallus bivalvus. It's just starting to open up. It's very hard to see. It's not actually open yet. And it's right here next to that pleuro that Pinto's had snack on. One of the things I like about doing a video blog as my diary is that it makes me pay closer attention to my orchids. And as I was watering, I came upon my Encyclia cochleata, or Prosthetia cochleata, and I realized that the flowers were covered in scale. And so, since it's been in bloom since this summer, and I don't see any more buds forming at the termini, I decided to go ahead and just cut it off. And I'm just gonna get rid of these. And I also sprayed the plant with Castile oil or Castile soap, and hopefully that'll keep it until I get back from the World Orchid Conference. All right, after about 4 hours, I have everything in my sunroom watered, and I only have one thing left to do. The last thing left to do is to water my orchids in my terrarium slash hot box. It's supposed to be a little cabinet greenhouse, but stuff doesn't really get wet enough, so they're all a little desiccated. It's a little bit too hot. As I'm watering my plants inside my hot box, I came upon this Coleogene fimbriata blooming. So hopefully that's everything. It's been watered. A bunch of my jewel orchids, see, look, I have yet more Macotes petola, is sitting in little containers of water, and hopefully that'll keep them moist enough the 2 weeks that I'm gone. And I will do a video when I get back to show what's still alive.